Friends, it's that time of the year when tropical waves in the Atlantic begin to get stronger. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Meteo Mundo. Rusty with you here. We're your home for Caribbean weather, and it's great to see you for the latest video. Hope you're doing well. Coming up in this video, two tropical waves moving through the Caribbean right now. You can see the flare up of showers and storms it's been bringing to parts of that area. We'll look at that. I've got your island by island rainfall forecast, and we're going to deep dive into starting to see additional tropical waves developing in the Atlantic basin and how those could play out for the rest of the month. As we get started, Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. It's storm season. A storm comes into your area, causes any kind of damage to your property. They'll walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. It's leanonmelaw.com if you would like more information. As always, I want to hear from the Meteo Mundo weather community. Appreciate all those who drop a comment down below. Let me know what's been going on. You just want to say hi, I will take that as well. All the numbers that you see are wind gusts in miles an hour. We're going to start off today with what's been happening in the Bahamas. We continue to see a little bit of tropical moisture left behind from Invest 93L, and it's promoted a few showers and storms across the area for today. Nothing outrageous. I'll bring on the live radar out of the Miami area, and you'll see some of the scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms spinning over places like Walker's Key and Grand Bahama on over towards the Abacos and Bimini. A couple of showers trying to develop off the northwest coastline of Andros. It's been relatively quiet today, just a couple of clouds and, an opportunity for a passing shower over Nassau, New Providence, and Eleuthera. A little bit of cloud coverage there, but the bulk of the thunderstorm activity has worked its way back into the southern sides of Florida. We're drier today overall for the central sides of the Bahamas. We're trying to lift up a few showers and thunderstorms over the southeast Bahamas. Turks and Caicos at the hour for you right now. A couple of thunderstorms near Grand Turk a little bit earlier in the day. And again, a little bit of cloud coverage. That's what it looks like on the infrared satellite imagery. I'm going to bring on that high resolution visible satellite imagery. And again, we've had a little bit of extra cloud coverage today over Turks and Caicos and places like Mayaguana as well. Of course, we have our live cameras here at Meteo Mundo. Got to show you those. This is the live look to central Eleuthera there in the Bahamas, Governor's Harbor area. Again, extra clouds, a brief passing shower from time to time. The winds have picked up here and there, but nothing outrageous across most of the area on this Thursday. Back over to the satellite presentation here. I'm going to swing back over to our infrared satellite imagery. We'll pick up the thunderstorms right now in portions of Cuba, Santiago de Cuba. Again, gusty winds, 35, 30-mile-an-hour winds there. Showers and thunderstorms developing over places like Havana, Matanzas at the hour. Good thunderstorms over Key West and the Florida Keys. So again, this is an area where we've had more ample tropical moisture for today. We'll swing back over to Jamaica, getting a few thunderstorms along the northern coastline and the western parishes late on this Thursday. So St. Anne, Trelawney over towards St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland parishes from the Ocho Rios area right across towards St. Anne's there on over towards Falmouth, Montego Bay, Cambridge, Savlamar, Lucy, and Negro. We've been mainly dry in the southern parishes. There's been a heck of a lot of wind out there as well. Just want to make sure I have these wind gusts on. I do. So we haven't been reporting a wind gust inland, but the large wave and strong wind advisory is right back into effect for all coastal waters and then the offshore waters of the southern coast, including Pedro and Morant Bank. And there is a fresh breeze even in the Kingston Harbor late on this Thursday. Fresh winds there indeed. We're trying to get a couple of scattered showers over the Cayman Islands at the hour, but we're mainly dry. The axis of the tropical wave in the western side of the Caribbean has snuck into portions of the Yucatan, so scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder right now for places like Cancun and Cozumel. This is what it looks like on the visible satellite imagery. Look, when it's not raining, it's on the hotter side. Temperatures again reach the lower 90s in Cancun and Cozumel, but in the Merida area they hit 95. Even Campeche had a pretty healthy heat today, up to 99 for an actual air temperature. Back over to the infrared satellite imagery here, and again, showers and storms are just going to be kind of spiraling in. They get inland from Cancun and Cozumel, and they've been stronger the last couple of days. These could produce some gusty winds as they head into the western side of the Yucatan. Back down towards San Pedro and Belize City for my friends in Belize. It's been a relatively quiet day. On the hotter side, San Ignacio up to around 95 degrees. The Bay Islands looking pretty good, mainly hot, mainly dry conditions conditions there. Again, visible satellite imagery, some extra cloud coverage moving across the islands, but relatively speaking, even towards Honduras, the northern sides, we've been pretty darn good. I'm going to go back over to the broad perspective here because I want to pick up on what's been happening in Bermuda for today as well. We've had some good downpours coming in, some lightning across the island. This is an area that's been desperate for some rain. So my friends who live in Bermuda, let me know in the comments section below if you've had some of that activity. There is more on the way if you haven't had some of the thunderstorms that we've seen. Okay, back over to what's been happening in the Dominican Republic and Haiti for today. A little bit more isolated overall late on this Thursday. Just a couple of thunderstorms developing north and inland of Santo Domingo at the hour. Let's bring on our current wind gusts at the hour. These are going to be your temperatures, which are reaching the low to mid 90s in a couple of spots in Fahrenheit, 32, 33 degrees Celsius. Port-au-Prince, Haiti is even higher than that. It's been a little bit cooler along the northern coastline, but again, limited opportunity for a few storms there. Temperatures today across the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico have actually mainly stayed in the 80s right now. Nothing outrageous. Let's take a look at the wind gusts at the hour, which are, again, still fresh. 25, 30 miles an hour. Aguadilla had about a 30-mile-an-hour wind a little bit earlier in the day. As far as rain goes, we'll take a live look to the radar here out of Puerto Rico. If it wants to cooperate and pop up, maybe not. Okay. What I can tell you is, just like yesterday, we've had isolated rain, but some of it's been on the heavier side from time to time. So can't rule out again a couple of heavier passing showers across portions of Puerto Rico for the remainder of the day. You can see some of that developing here, but it's pretty fast moving. San Juan, just basically skirting the northern coastline towards Arecibo, down towards Uti Alto, Mayaguez. And again, that's why Aguadilla picked up to that 30-mile-an-hour wind gust. Going to show you the visible satellite imagery here in the Virgin Islands. Again, you'll see fast moving showers, shallow moisture in play. So we're popping off some limited rain chances here from Anegada to Virgin Gorda, St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John. Not a bad afternoon for our friends in the Leeward Islands for today. Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bart, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis. Nice little 30-mile-an-hour wind. Look, again, fresh breeze out there. We've popped off a couple of showers, a little bit extra cloud coverage today as well for Barbuda and Antigua, especially up towards Anguilla, St. Martin, and St. Bart's. Montserrat, Guadalupe, up to a 23-mile-an-hour breeze earlier today as well. And again, some limited passing showers in this area. Now, you get a little bit farther to the south, and again, we've had more moisture overall for Martinique, St. Lucia, but especially towards St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, with a couple of passing showers over Barbados. This is what it looks like on the infrared satellite imagery for you here. Bring on the live lightning data as well. Promise you that's running, so I'm going to go back over to the visible satellite imagery. What this means is that all of this cloud coverage is very shallow. There's not a lot of vertical depth with any of this, so it's almost kind of producing a bit of an overcast sky from time to time. But we have had pockets of heavier rain. Let me first of all take you outside, a live camera to Corinth, St. Lucia. It's what I'm talking about. Again, not a ton of vertical development to the cloud coverage across St. Lucia for today, but relatively overcast skies. Yet it has not brought a ton of rain, and it hasn't brought a ton of wind. So just kind of a grayer day there. Now, you get farther south, especially towards Trinidad and Tobago, and we've had some heavier rain. This is from Sangre Grande, Trinidad, from Jacoby Jarvis, which means big blood in Spanish. I learned that as well. He said they had a lot of wind there on the eastern side of Trinidad earlier, and you can see that palm tree whistling with some of those winds that were easily 30 to 35 miles an hour that came along with some shallow tropical moisture and some quick rain from time to time. Jacoby, appreciate sending in that video there from the Sangre Grande area of Trinidad. Back over to the weather computer right now. Nueva Esparta trying to pick up a couple of scattered showers, but mainly dry. You can almost see a little bit of haze in the sky here on this visible satellite imagery. It's been a relatively quiet, tranquil day across the ABC Islands. Limited moisture. Again, an opportunity for a passing shower from time to time, but relatively speaking, not expecting much of that. Temperatures have been in the 80s, and we haven't had a tremendous wind gust today in the ABC Islands. Doesn't mean we're not having a fresh wind, because again, this is our live cameras here at Meteo Mundo, and if you're enjoying these live cameras, I appreciate that like button, thumbs up, click for me right now. Love to bring you these exclusive cameras for you here. Again, live look to Oranjestad. Sun glistening there along the coastal waters. The beach looks absolutely perfect. And there's that stiff breeze there on the western side of Aruba. We'll continue to see showers and a few thunderstorms try and develop over the Colombian coastline, and then building rain chances after a couple of drier days for Panama and Costa Rica. And these will be building north into Nicaragua and into Honduras as we get towards the weekend. So I'll have more on that coming up. Before I do that, though, we get into the forecast, I don't want to pass up what's been happening with Invest 93L. Just real quickly, this is Invest 93L. The great news about 93L is, and I didn't mention it at the top of the video, because there's only a 10% chance to develop it here along the coastline of Louisiana, the New Orleans area. Could be some heavier flooding rains across portions of southeast Louisiana for today. It's been very hot, but as far as this developing tropically in the northern Gulf, it is not expected, and I don't expect any widespread heavier thunderstorms. Gotta be honest, some of the rain will be welcomed. Feels like temperatures in this area north of where we had the storms towards I-20 have been 108 to 112 today Fahrenheit. So how about that? All right, forecast time. Thanks for taking a quick second and liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to Meteo Mundo. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button for me right now. I really appreciate it. Appreciate those who've also found ways to support the channel. We've got our memberships open. You want to be a supporter, just 99 cents a month to get custom badges and emojis during our live stream. I shout you guys out. Your names are in different colors. You want to kick it up a notch. Our new subscriber tier, our membership tier, excuse me, Team MM, $2.99 a month. You get access to exclusive member shorts, which I recorded one before this video and uploaded it for our Team MM members. So a couple things I want to get into now. We're going to look at the forecast over the next 3 days, and then we're going to deep dive a little bit more into what I expect to be happening in the Atlantic Basin over the next 7 to 10 days, with a little bit more vigorous tropical wave activity beginning to develop there. But first things first, let's get into the forecast here as far as what's going to be happening in your area in the short term. So we'll bring up the model and loop it up. And again, just to kind of put a pin in 93L, when you look at the GFS model over the next couple of days, there's not a lot of rain associated with it. It'll get as far west as about the Houston, Galveston, Texas area, but not get into the hill country of Texas, which is significant because that's the area that has had the tremendous flooding lately, but no additional rain from 93L in that area, thank goodness. Back to the eastern side of our viewing area across the Leeward Islands. Look, we're still going to have pockets of heavier rain in our southern areas, especially TNT, where again, some of this activity could be nocturnal, meaning evening and overnight, better shower and storm chances. Gusty wind that Akobe recorded for me and sent me there on the eastern side of Trinidad, still in the equation the next couple of days. Grenada has a decent chance for some rain. It's spottier, but not bad for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Passing showers, elevated sea conditions in some of these spots, especially for the eastern sides of Barbados. And again, moisture is there, but it's just not outrageous for Martinique and Dominica, Guadeloupe. Now, we will start to see some Saharan dust moving in over the weekend. This will limit opportunity for rain a little bit. Again, there's still shallow moisture, and I'm not going to rule out a chance for rain in any one area across the Lesser Antilles. It's still going to be mainly of the variety where it's fast moving. There's not a lot of rain on the ground in most spots. So places like Antigua and Barbuda and St. Kitts and Nevis will be included in that, even up towards Anguilla. We'll have even better rain chances for the U.S. and British Virgin Islands over the next couple of days. Look, not a bad chance for rain to pass through your area. So just like we've seen in some of the videos and pictures that our friends in this area have sent in, you're going to get those winds to freshen up 25, even to 35 miles an hour. Again, fast showers ripping through places like Christiansted, Vieques, Culebra, St. Thomas, St. Croix, Yost Van Dyke, eastern sides of Puerto Rico, Fajardo, Humacao probably has the better chance for some heavier downpours, but even inland locations will develop that opportunity. This will all spread off towards the west, where the Dominican Republic, especially the eastern and the northern peninsula, will have the better chances for rain. So from Punta Cana up the shoreline of the Samana Peninsula and Puerto Plata, Santo Domingo with a decent chance for showers. And look, some of this activity will probably come up and over the higher terrain and then back into portions of Haiti where Port-au-Prince should see a better opportunity for a couple of showers as well. This moisture will stream to the north. We've had some decent rain today in Turks and Caicos in the southeast Bahamas, and it's these areas of the Bahamas that I expect to have the better rain chance. It'll actually be a little bit drier in the central Bahamas and the northern and northwest Bahamas over the next couple of days. Doesn't mean Nassau and Freeport won't catch a brief shower or two, or even a passing shower and a good downpour, but you know, places like Exuma and Long Island South towards the Acklins and Maiguana should have a better opportunity. We're going to continue to see some heavier rain across portions of Cuba. What's interesting is from time to time, I've noticed some areas have actually been under some kind of drought watches. So it's been very localized where these thunderstorms have developed. Notice at the end of this, as we get towards our Saturday and Sunday, some of this activity is going to try and move south and west and make a run back towards Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. So I also believe it's going to freshen up the winds on the northern coastline of Jamaica, where we'll probably continue the large wave and strong wind advisory for all of the near shore waters. But fairly decent rain chances. Still, southern and western parishes will have the better opportunities a little bit earlier in the day, and then the northern parishes back in the afternoon. But overall, the coverage should increase. So if you haven't had some rain lately, you're going to get a better opportunity. My friends in Jamaica, let me know if you've caught a couple of these showers lately. I'd love to hear from you guys. Cayman Islands rain chances will be decent the next couple of days. Slightly better rain chance. Little Cayman and Cayman Brac, a little bit closer to Cuba coming off of the coast. We'll actually see things dry out a bit for portions of the Yucatan in the short term, but increasing rain chances overall for Central America. Again, when I bring you the broad perspective, the monsoon trough activates again. So Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua is going to be very wet and, potentially, again, heavy rainfall there the next few days. Then this kind of lifts up to the north across Honduras, over the Bay Islands, places like Belize City and on over towards Roatan. Decent rain chances in the coming days as well. ABC Islands, hey, how about this? If we can stream in a little bit of moisture to your south, rain chances will improve by Sunday. I'm still cautiously optimistic this is going to happen. If you need some rain here in the ABC Islands, I'm actually probably lower than what the model is showing because we're going to be fighting a little bit of drier air also moving in. So, is this more mid-level moisture that never really produces a lot of heavy rainfall, or can we mix out some of that drier air at the lower levels and get you guys some better showers? Once again, an area that's going to have some beneficial rainfall is also Bermuda. Showers are in the forecast at least through tomorrow, and then probably some spottier rain on Saturday. But that's a lot more green than my friends in Bermuda have seen lately. So here's your island by island rainfall forecast. It looks like this. Again, limited rain chances the next couple of days in the northwest Bahamas, but it does improve on Sunday. Building rain chances central and southeast Bahamas, especially by Sunday as well. Just overall better rain chances the farther south that you go into Turks and Caicos. For Cuba, again, solid rain chances where it's rained lately with some heavy rainfall likely. Decent rain chances in the Cayman Islands. Belize City's rain chances should improve through Saturday as well. And again, Cancun and Cozumel starts to actually drop off a little bit. Jamaica's rain chances, it's going to be very specific. There'll still be many dry hours and locations. It's still going to be hot out there, friends. But overall, the coverage of rain and a few thunderstorms in the afternoon should increase over the weekend. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands rain chances are quite high tomorrow, especially USVI and BVI. Good solid rain chances Saturday, started to drop on Sunday as the nudge of Saharan air begins to move back in. Bermuda's rain chances again highest over the next 48 hours. Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, not bad. Anguilla's rain chances are decent. You're going to see a spike overall in the rain chance here from Anguilla south Saturday. So overall through the Lesser Antilles, your best chance for rain the next 3 days will be on Saturday with a little bit drier Friday, a little bit drier on Sunday. But the better chances Friday, Saturday. Saharan air comes in to limit the rain chance over on Sunday. Again, for most areas in this part of the island chain, it's more fast-moving, brisk showers than anything else. When you get down towards Barbados, but especially Grenada and TNT, these are the areas with the better, heavier rain chances, okay? Especially Grenada and TNT. Barbados, again, better chance on Saturday, but overall, the rain chances are even higher here, especially TNT through Saturday. We'll feel the impacts of the Saharan air layer coming in, but just not quite as much down here. Suriname and Guyana with a better rain chance over the weekend as well. Again, passing showers, Nueva Esparta, best chance on Saturday. Improving rain chances on Sunday in the ABC Islands. Hoping I can even raise that up a little bit more. European rainfall totals. You're going to look to the top of your screen. You're going to look to your bottom of your screen. Again, tropical moisture, tropical waves coming in on the southern latitudes, and another stalling cold front late in the period to provide the same situation as we had Tropical Storm Chantal and Invest 93L, where if nothing else, we're going to pick up some more heavy rain for the United States Southeast, but could there be yet a third spin up trying to develop there? You can see the building higher rain totals here, again, from Nicaragua south, coastal sides of South America, and into the Windward Islands. All right, back out to our weather computer here. Let me get out to not that one, but this one. Okay. What I want to show you here, and we haven't been talking about the Atlantic Basin much, right? And there's a very good reason why. We typically don't start to see the waves coming out of Africa really having any significance to our forecast until right around the beginning of August, okay? Sometimes those can initiate a little bit earlier. Again, Saharan air layer is in factor. What we call the intertropical convergence zone is still very far south in latitude, but we're beginning to see a little bit more robust tropical waves developing here in the Atlantic Basin. And for the first time, the models are hinting on this wave potentially trying to develop as it gets off the west coast of Africa. And we're a little early, but we're not that early to start to look out into this area. Now, let me show you a couple of things. First of all, this is the chance for a tropical depression over the next 10 days from the European model. Here, deep in the Atlantic basin, but still, 1,500 miles or so away from the Lesser Antilles, we have the European model showing a moderate chance of a tropical depression developing, and that would be from the wave that is emerging off the West African coast as we speak. Now, I want you to notice that there is a very narrow east to west corridor of where the European model is trying to develop anything tropically over the next 10 days. So this almost takes us out to the end of the month, right? And the reason why is that we are still fighting a ton of Saharan dust, and that is still ultimately kind of winning out. I mean, you're going to have another surge of Saharan air coming off with this tropical wave, trying to limit its chances, and it's another big plume. So as long as the Saharan air is coming in and coming along for the ride, even with more robust tropical waves, it ultimately tries to limit the chance of development here that comes along with it. But that's an area that I'll be watching a little bit closer over the next 7 to 10 days, because now we're starting to see a pattern where these waves are holding on a little bit farther as they move off the African coastline. And again, even in the central basin, some could develop locally there rather than having to come off the African coast, but they're still fighting some Saharan air. And again, the east coast of Florida is another spot to monitor as well as we get to next week. Friends, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for following us across all of our social media platforms. Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. You want to send me a picture or video, it's myMediaMundo@gmail.com. As always, you have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. While you're down there, I do appreciate hitting that like button and subscribing. It really helps us out. And please support our sponsor, the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They offer free consultation and policy review, so you can't beat that. You get storm damage, they'll walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. LeanOnMeLaw.com is the website. Friends, have a great rest of your day. I'm back tomorrow with the latest forecast right here at Meteo Mundo.